Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, man.
And oop.
Hey, chat. How are you? Breathes quietly. So, part of this whole adulting thing is I've wanted to change our blinds since we moved in. They're brown, dark brown. Never been a fan. Don't understand it. Don't get it. Same with our bedroom curtain. We have a sliding glass door. Dark brown. And I was like, why? This is depressing. It's bringing me down. It's not pretty. It's not aesthetically pleasing. So, part of the thing we wanted to do with our tax refund this year is to get new blinds and a new curtain to get rid of the dark brown. Me no likey. Never a fan. Never a fan. So, we have 8 windows that needed blinds. And I want shutters, but we don't have space for shutters and they're pricey. And then the blinds with the string, yeah, I can get behind that. That's convenient, but those strings always break, or a blind breaks, or one part of the blind bends this way and the other part of the blind bends that way. So we did our previous owner of our condo, Judy Zone. She had the dark brown blinds, which kept me up at night and scared me in my dreams, more like my nightmares. She had cellular shades or honeycomb shades that you just grab in the middle, you push it up and it's open, you pull it down and it's closed. And we've always liked those from a mechanical standpoint, just ease of use. They don't break. And they're just, we really dug that style. So, we got Bust Your Budget Blinds to come by, and they quoted me for 8 blinds, window blinds, $3,500, and that was with a 30% off coupon. So they wanted 5 G's. Like, what are you, insane? But Lowe's, lo and behold, came through. The first quote I got from them was about $800, but there's too many choices. Okay, there's too much stuff. There's too many blinds. There's too many colors. I was going insane from the choice. So I just picked something really cheap. And they were like, oh yeah, it's $800. I was like, oh yeah, it's a really good deal. But finally we settled on, this other style, Levolor, which they sell in store. $1,800, half of budget blinds, and that's with the 30% off. Now, Lowe's outsources the install to third party. In this case, it was the company RST Installations. Guy came out. The whole process was guy came out, measured. He was here a couple minutes. He was like, all right, we're going to upload this to Lowe's or send it to Lowe's, and then you pick out your blinds. All right, cool. So Lowe's guy emails me. He's like, okay, we got your measurements. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's start doing this. So I'm like, hey, can you send me some swatches? And the kind of swatch I wanted was Allen and Roth. And I'm like, can you send me some swatches of this Allen and Roth blind? And he goes, no, here's their number. Call them. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm in the business of purchasing and receiving and returns, sort of. If you want me to order you if you want some swatches, I'll get you some swatches. I was like, what kind of service is this? Yeah, no. I would say, yes, sir, or ma'am, I'll get those blinds to you ASAP. And I would freaking call Allen and Roth and say, hey, my guy out here, or gal, wants blind 1A235599D. And they'll be like, okay, we'll get that right out to him. But it was such a back and forth via email, which is the worst back and forth you can have. At one point, he ghosted me. I'm sorry for having questions. I'm sorry. What's up with this? What's up with that? He just stopped responding. And I was like, okay, buddy. So I was courageous. I was brave. And I ordered some swatches on my own. They come in they come in the weirdest, because they have to come up with the name of a color. So they came up, my favorite color name was, some blinds came in the color tempestuous. Ooh, naughty, naughty. We eventually got ones called Moonlight, close to Twilight. Okay, it's a good couple books, terrible couple of movies. And I was like, that's enough for me. Team Edward, am I right? Moonlight, and via the swatch, it was like blue-gray, and even more gray. And I thought, okay. I got a little blue because I was really dead set on blue, just to spruce up the place, if you will. But then I thought, our terrified weirdo of a cat, Frankie Blue, he's ash gray or charcoal gray, whatever. So Moonlight, blue gray, Frankie Blue is gray. Kismet. Use my U.S. bank card. 6% cashback at Lowe's, everyone. Book an appointment. So we settle on Moonlight. They got all the measurements. Book an appointment with RST Installations. Friday, 8 to 12. I was told he would be there between 9 and 11. Okay, that's fine. Had to move some furniture, a few chairs, Luna's bed. I went up to Lennox's loft, and there was a $100 bill on the floor, like on the carpet, just out in the open. I was like, okay. And I don't want, not that I don't trust Mr. RST Installations, but I was like, best to hide this. He had like $140 in cash just lying around on the floor. And I was like, okay, Len. But I put the $100 bill underneath Liz Fisher's Bible so the Lord would protect it. 9:25, he shows up. Install guy, same as the measurer guy, a gentleman named Paul, handsome to boot. And whenever you come into our condominium and we greet you in the entryway, or as we sometimes refer to it, the atrium, I ask you to take off your shoes. Don't wear no shoes in my house. And so he comes upstairs and he knows the lay of the land. He's been here before. Got all the blinds on our ottoman laid out, ready to go. I warned him about Frankie. I was like, he's in that bedroom. He's under the bed. He should stay out of your way. And he did, but secretly I wanted Frankie to scare the crap out of him. I put on some music, Blues Traveler, Hook, because I just heard it at the gas station. Say, hey, babe, let's keep in touch. Hook brings you back. I ain't telling you no lie. And then that, the YouTube music, Spotify algorithm, whatever we use, transitioned into Stone Temple Pilots, Interstate Love Highway. Feeling on a southern trail only yesterday. You lied. I saw them in concert with Weezer way back when Sleep Train Arena was on and popping. What does that mean to you? Nothing. What does it mean to me? Almost nothing. Who cares? He was quick. He took 20 minutes because the blinds use the same hardware as the new blinds use the same hardware as the old blinds, so he didn't have to unscrew all the brackets and then screw in all the new brackets. So no new holes, no drilling, much quicker. He was in and out. I was like, yeah, that's the bomb, yo. But then I thought, no brackets, no install, no uninstall, no removal of old brackets. I could have done this. But then, if I did do it, how would I have had the chance to see Paul again? Help Paul bring the old blinds to his little van. Our new blinds are beautiful. They're much more blue than the swatch would lead you to believe. They're a dark navy blue, maybe a hint of gray, but I love them. They're gorgeous. They give me so much joy. I'm so happy we switched to these new blinds. Moving them up and down, opening and closing them, easy peasy because they're young. They're youthful. They're springy. I remember when I was young, I was springy too. One thing I did notice is that blinds on the outside are white. Our old ones are white. New ones are white. And I was like, what's up with that? Well, it has to do with the color would fade with too much sun and various HOA. They don't want a whole bunch of weird colors facing the street. I wish I could see the blue from the outside, but it's fine. The brown ones, by the way, brown on the inside. On the outside, they were white, but they were getting busted. And I think just wear and tear. I want to blame Frankie, but I can't because Frankie barely did any damage to the blinds that I know of. And Judy Zone was a classy broad. She shopped at RC Willey, okay? Let's just say she was quite Tony. But yeah, they were getting just busted and burnt and crusty and just worn, and they didn't look new. They just looked like they had been ridden hard and put away wet. But our new ones are gorgeous. Yeah, it's white from the outside, but from the inside, beautiful. I mean, I look at them and I'm like, yes, this is the best thing ever. I was blinds, but now I can't see. Wait, no, I was blinds, but now I see. I was blinds, but now I can't see because they're window blinds. Was blind, but now I see. 'Cause I got a peaceful, easy feeling. And I know he won't let me down. 'Cause I'm already standing on solid ground. Sunday school. Okay. 1988. Claremont area of San Diego, California. That's where I learned that song. And then I bring you to the great curtain crisis of 2026. So, again, I hated the curtain, dark brown, gross, and it was a little torn, which I also blame on Frankie, although I never actually saw him damage the curtain or the blinds. But it was a little torn here and there, frayed, if you will. And once a year, I would look at it and be like, I'm going to get a new curtain. And I would look at it for 5 seconds because it was like a weird hook. It wasn't like the curtains with a bunch of holes in them. You just put a pole through it, throw it up against the wall. No, it just confused me. So I would look at it for 5 seconds and be like, I don't get it. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's put this off for another year. But I measured it, and it's 72 length, 84 inches long, 72 width. Or it might be 72 long, 84 width. It doesn't matter. Once again, I want a blue curtain. The material, I don't care. The material was immaterial because it's a curtain. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's really nice or really cheap. It just sits there. And I looked at some velvet curtains, but I thought, nah. I bought something that was velvet, but it was the wrong type of curtain. And I wanted a curtain, and I was at my wit's end because we went through a few different kinds of curtains. I was willing to spend $100+. But so my curtain journey, I kept buying the wrong type. For some reason, there's not a lot of good information about curtains on the World Wide Web, or at least I couldn't find anything. So I had it in my head that we had Dutch type curtains. That was completely wrong. And then I narrowed it down that we had pleated, but then there's pinch pleated and pencil pleated. What's the difference? I have no fucking clue. But I just started buying curtains, returning them, buying curtains, returning them. Do you say curtain? Is it a drape? Is it a valance? I don't know. You don't call them pieces like a window, curtain on this side, curtain on that side. It's not two pieces. They're called panels. Yeah. And there's lots of 2-panel choices, but one giant long curtain, it was difficult to find. Room darkening versus blackout. Oh, there's just so many choices. The world is your oyster. So I was just started buying curtains, and this one would be too long, and that one would have the wrong hooks, and then another one would require a grommet. That's a rod, people. They call it a grommet in the curtain world. The curtain world is crazy. So I bought 5 curtains total, all fails. And I just came to the conclusion that Judy's Own had some custom-made curtain that she paid $400 for, and we just can't replicate it. I'm not gonna go to a custom-made curtain seamstress, tailor, whatever, and pay hundreds of dollars for something. And so for about a week, we just didn't have anything. But I was like, this is nice. At night, you don't need a curtain because it's dark outside. And then in the morning, what the hell do you need a curtain for? You shouldn't be in the bedroom. The bedroom is for sleeping. So let the light in during the day, and then let it be dark at night. And so, yeah, about a week plus, we didn't have a curtain. I was just like, I'd given up hope. I said, honey, come here, baby. I brought her in. I held her close and I said, babe, a curtainless life is still a life worth living. But I continued to look at curtains. I saw something that said, your sliding door curtain should be 1.5 to 2.5x of wide of your measurements. So I was like, okay, I need a 150-inch wide curtain. And I just didn't know what to do. I went to all the websites. I finally found myself on Wayfair. Yes, the children in cages. I know, Auntie K, I'm sorry, but I had nowhere else to go. Any port in a storm. I actually bought something, but then I finally canceled it just in time. But the blue one, the last blue one that we had was there for 2-3 weeks, but it was too long. It was 2 to 4 inches too long, and it bugged me sometimes, and it didn't bug me the other time. And I was like, well, we just push it all the way to the right, tie it up, and it looks pretty fine. I had lost all hope, and then I learned something from a little software application called TikTok. I saw a gal, she's talking about curtains, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh yeah, this curtain comes with, the hooks on this curtain are adjustable. You slide it up, you slide it down, you can go high, you can go low, you can do whatever. There's 10 different little clicks you can do. And I was like, what the heck? Lo and behold. So I walked into our bedroom, looked at our curtain, and what do you know? Bob's your uncle. We have those hooks. So I said, honey, she was in the living room doing whatever, hanging out. I said, honey, just stay in there. I'm going to do something. And so I click, 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 all the hooks to where it's about an inch above the ground. And I said, honey, come on in. You've just won a new curtain. It's The Price is Right. Come on down. And she was overwhelmed with relief, as was I. I was like, this is our life with this too long of a curtain. But she was happy. I was happy. And I was like, do you want it to go lower to the ground? She said, no. It's fine where it is. It's fine where it is. And I was like, okay, baby cakes. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm done. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace out. I'm outie. 5,000 G money. Gotta go late. See ya. Fiend.